So I have finally reached over 200 hours in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and in today's video, I'm going to bring to you guys my 200-hour gameplay review. Now, it is going to be slightly different than most other reviews and how I do this today, so make sure you check out the timestamps down below. Just skip forward to whatever portion that you will like. Now, just to give you a general overview, the way that this review is going to go is I'm going to start off with just kind of my general game review of Black Ops 6 Zombies. And then I'm going to go into my prior concerns that I've voiced before to talk about how they've handled or fixed those prior concerns from the last 3 zombies modes that we've gotten from Cold War, Vanguard, and also Modern Warfare Zombies. And then I'm going to talk about some of my other concerns that I just had generally about going into Black Ops 6 Zombies, or just really just going into another zombie season as a whole. After we take care of that stuff, then we're going to go into a few of the good things that we didn't already cover, some of the bad things as well that we didn't cover. We're going to follow up with some updates so far on how they've been managing the gameplay after launch, as well as how do we break down stuff to help encourage them for building up a better zombies game in the future, whether it's this game or just other games in general. So with all that being said, guys, I'm super excited about this review. I know that it's going to be slightly longer, so if you make it all the way to the end, make sure you let me know something that you guys agree with, you don't agree with in the comment section down below. And also, if you enjoy these kinds of reviews, make sure to let me know what you like. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into our 200-hour gameplay review. So up first, I want to talk about my general gameplay review. And this is just where I want to just talk about, like, how does the game just feel when we strip away all of the stats and numbers that I like to do, when we strip away all of the politics, and we strip away the general public's idea of the game, and we just talk about, like, how does a game feel? I gotta say, like, overall, the gameplay, it feels fun. It's a fun gameplay loop. I don't find myself bored with this game. It does feel really good to have round-based zombies back. I know that is one thing that like, to be honest with you, should not have been left. I can understand wanting to build on different types of things, but build on, don't take away. The communication, though, for the game could just be better overall. There's been a lot of different things since pre-launch that, like, they were giving us some communication through the blog posts, and then, like, a few different things, like, on Twitter. But for the most part, the deep communication could be a lot better to understand why they're making the choices that they've made. From there, it's clear that they've really put effort into this zombies. Like, that is actually very apparent that they put a lot of effort into this zombies mode. I would honestly say more effort than they did with any of the last few zombies games that we've gotten. And it feels like that. And all the little details about in the maps, and the details about the way the weapons are, and the way that the gameplay menu feels, the thoughts that they had about really what scripts they use for the artists and things like that. So that feels really good. Playing with friends actually feels really good. It didn't feel so good in Black Ops Cold War because gameplay was busted there. And, you know, now that we are able to play with up to 4 people again, it feels very fun to be able to load in and not limit ourselves to just 2 or 3 friends, which, yeah, it kind of sucks because we can't play with 6 people like we could in Modern Warfare Z, but we could load in with 4 people, and that part is fine. And then generally, I just think the game itself is just in a good place. I think if they continue to build on and improve what they have right now, I think the game is already in a good place, and it could really just become better. But then my last overall thing about just the game as a whole, and this isn't necessarily something very specific to zombies, this is specific to Call of Duty as a whole. The COD HQ needs a lot of improvement. I think it needs a lot of improvement. It feels very clunky. It doesn't make sense of how we can be able to transfer things across, like Warzone, but we can't do the same thing for the played game, the paid feature game, the main game. You know, like, I don't understand why. And then also, when something in a different game is bugged or messed up or down, it feels like all of COD HQ is down. So generally, I think the zombies is in a great place. I think that there is a lot of outside of the game things that could be fixed and improved on, like communication, the COD HQ, things like that. The last few zombies games brought up many concerns about if Treyarch knows what the community wants. And if Treyarch is going to listen and provide us with what we wanted as well. And so I'm going to go over some of the negatives about these other games that I've kind of covered before briefly, but I want to talk about how they fix that within my 200-hour review of what I've kind of noticed. So taking all the way back to Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, some of the biggest concerns and gripes that like most of the community had was the main quests were easy. It never felt like high stakes. It didn't feel like you could potentially die and lose out on the match at all. So in Black Ops 6 Zombies, the main quests, they kind of vary. Now that we have Citadel de Morts, we now have 3 different main quests, and all 3 of them actually vary in difficulty. Now, I don't necessarily believe that like the end main boss is what's challenging. I don't think that any of the 3 end main bosses are that challenging. On all of my first times around, I was able to beat the main boss the first time. And I don't think that that is specifically what most of the community were griping about. However, I will say that the steps to get to the steps through the main quest were much more involved. Now it's like Citadel de Mort and also with Terminus. Liberty Falls steps are so simple, so very straightforward, very easy to understand. I don't think that there's necessarily a bad thing because we get variety in difficulty, involvement, even in intensity of the quests. So that part is kind of cool. But once again, there is nothing like doing an entire main quest and these Easter eggs and all of this stuff, the storyline, to be able to get to the end boss and really feel like everything that you had is on the line. I don't feel that when if I'm playing with the main quest in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Additionally, with Cold War, there was no DLC between launch and February. So they've already fixed that, right? We got DLC, which is Demort. Let me just write that name down. Citadel. But they launched Citadel Demort in early December 2024, before we even finished out season 1. They launched it right at season 1 Reloaded. And so that's a huge thing. But the difference about that is that in Black Ops Cold War, it launched with 3 different modes. Mostly it had the round-based map for D Machina, Onslaught as well, which is bring back Onslaught, and then also Dead Ops Arcade. So we had 3 different modes at launch. Dead Ops Arcade and Onslaught weren't completely fleshed out, and the game was in a really bad state for performance and bugs. So D Machina kind of sucked, especially when you're trying to do the Camo ground. You can only really do the Camo ground on D Machina. You could do it on Onslaught, but nobody was playing Onslaught, and it was only released only to PlayStation players. So because of that, having 2 main maps at launch here in Black Ops 6 Zombies and getting Citadel de Mort is huge. And before even the first 2 or 3 months, before the first quarter is out. In Cold War, it was great because they made nerfs to multiplayer weapons, but it did not affect zombies weapons, which was great. However, they did still do a lot of nerfs to the good weapons and good equipment in zombies. If you remember, they nerfed Deadwire just because it was so good. And they're already starting to do that in Black Ops 6 Zombies, where they're nerfing some of the different strats that we can use. Now, they can't nerf the weapons that we have right now because all the weapons we have right now are actually garbage. And if you have not seen my video about how Treyarch should fix the actual weapon to enemy imbalance, check out this video right here. I'm going to post a little pin thing right here somewhere. You guys can go and check out that video as well. So hopefully they don't do any other kind of crazy nerfs. They have already nerfed Napalm Burst in the game as well. And that's because I guess it performed more than expected. The tick damage and the length of time that it would burn, all that kind of stuff. They already nerfed that. So again, like I don't believe in nerfing things like equipment and items and things like that are too good. I don't like that they're doing that here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. The launch bugs and glitches from Black Ops Cold War, they had some of those in this game. No game is going to launch without it. However, the biggest thing was like in Cold War, literal weapons would not spawn in. Under the Zombies gameplay issues, there was a point where apparently players were encountering an issue where zombie weapon builds are not equipping their player selected camos when obtained from the mystery box of weapon wall buys. I thought that they were just not going to give that to us, but that was actually a bug. So I'm happy that they fixed that. So continuing on, the limited time modes, they were not fleshed out at all. Now in Black Ops 6 Zombies, we have yet to get a Zombies limited time mode. We're planning on getting one here within the next few weeks of this review. And that's going to be Jingle Hells, which is going to be on Liberty Falls, which I think Jingle Hells on Liberty Falls is going to be cool. I mean, it's nice because it's daytime. I would much rather see Jingle Hells on one of the darker maps, one of the 2 darker maps. I think that'd just be really cool. Or if they just made the entire map for Liberty Falls dark Aether and then made it Christmas themed after that, that would be chef's kiss. But yeah, probably not. Other than that, they brought in Cranked, which sucked because you would die during the dog rounds. And Black Ops Cold War, we're not getting Cranked back this year. The Christmas stuff was really great, but the snowballs were really weak. So hopefully this year the snowballs actually do more damage and they actually like scale with the damage of the zombies. Because if the snowballs in Black Ops Cold War were weak, snowballs aren't going to get you past round 5 in this game. So hopefully they are good. The rewards were decent in Cold War, but now with Treyarch having gotten experience with Modern Warfare Z and with a lot of the community having played Modern Warfare Z, they need to make sure that the rewards from the boxes, from the presents and things like that are top notch. So hopefully they are fully fleshed out. We've yet to see that, but I guess that's just kind of one of my upcoming concerns to be able to see. Maybe I'll do a review about the LTM after. You guys just let me know what I like as well. Other than that, the ray gun was not in every map on Black Ops Cold War. It wasn't in every map at launch of each map. So fortunately enough, so far the ray gun is on every map. Please keep that, Treyarch. Camo coverage in Black Ops Cold War was garbage. It was bad. It was really bad. Sometimes literally just like the chamber housing group, like that was the only thing that had coverage on like this much of the weapon. So camo coverage so far looks really good, especially being able to put them onto different weapons and different blueprints looks phenomenal. Great job on the camo coverage this year. The party system in Black Ops Cold War sucked because you have friends load into your lobbies and you couldn't hear them. You have to wait until you got into game to maybe hear if you could hear them. But that's only if they did not drop out. Actually, they didn't get kicked out while you're trying to load into the game. The party system in Black Ops Cold War is bad. Party system here is much, much more fluid. I can hear my friends as they're loading in. I will say that the game audio is really bad. I'm not sure why it adjusts our microphone settings or whatever, because I can play with my friends with the perfect mic and like Discord or such. But then as soon as I go to like party chat or game chat, it's completely broken. I don't know why. Some of that they need to fix. They did not have 100%ers at launch in Black Ops Cold War, so my concern was that they wouldn't hear either. Now Treyarch in Black Ops 6 Zombies does have 100%ers. I just don't think that they're nearly good enough with the rewards. So please add more rewards retroactively. Another thing was the prestige shop. We had a prestige shop in Black Ops 6 or in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, but the zombie side wasn't really fleshed out. There's no prestige shop here in Black Ops 6. So hopefully they do bring one in where we can be able to use some other sorts other than like just the permanent unlock feature. It'd be really good to have a prestige shop here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, especially with all of the different prestige rewards that we get. Like there are challenges, which are really great. There are rewards that you get for going through the different levels, reaching level, 1,000, 2,000 or 100, 200, 300 after your prestige master. That stuff is really cool, but I would also like to have a fully fleshed out prestige shop with weapons, scans, blueprints, all different types of cosmetics, things like that. There were like no hidden abilities for pack-a-punching the weapons in Black Ops Cold War. But fortunately enough, here in Black Ops 6, there are a lot of weapons that have really cool pack-a-punch abilities. Ones that become explosive once you pack-a-punch them. The SVD becomes like a shotgun. So many of them kind of change up they're like their DNA and become a whole different type of weapon. I love that. So up next, we've got my concerns from what Treyarch did with Vanguard Zombies. And I know that most of us hate Vanguard Zombies. I'm not going to deep dive into all of the stuff. Really quickly, I'm going to give a speed run as well about Vanguard Zombies, just to remind you guys. And then I'm going to talk about Vanguard Zombies as a whole in comparison to Black Ops 6 Zombies. So really quickly, there were no limited time modes. There was no one-to-one weapons at launch, which you have now. There was no Easter eggs. There was no pause feature, which we have in solo. There was lag in solo gameplay, which we still have now, if not much worse than it was in Vanguard zombies. There was no pack-a-punch camos. There was no wall buys. There were no loading screens. There was no communication at all from the developers. Zombies wasn't even on a roadmap. We've gotten full-on zombies sections. I mean, like, and half of the roadmap is like towards zombies now. And then we also did not get DLC weapons to zombies at launch. And we have to like wait till mid-season in order to get those weapons that they added into zombies. So with all that being said, like most of that kind of stuff, we don't even have an issue with. Treyarch did not just like Treyarch did not make zombies and Black Ops 6 zombies with a blindfold arm on, 2 arms tied behind their back, and like spun around and like painted clowns. Like that didn't happen. So fortunately enough. But a couple other things I want to briefly cover in Vanguard was just that there was no round-based zombies. We've got that now. The rewards that we got from all different types of things, we didn't get any of that stuff. I mean, let's think about the Altar of Covenants. The whole sacrificial heart loot system was a decent idea, but I hated the RNG. The RNG made it really bad. And to talk about that really quickly, what was Treyarch's purpose for the Altar of Covenants? Well, the Altar of Covenants was supposed to be Treyarch's way of helping us to make our build or build our builds or build our loadouts in the game. So that way every game would feel unique and different. That's what their purpose was of the Altar of Covenants. And they did, and the way that they went about that was to make it RNG for the covenants that you get to choose from, which I understand putting different covenants in. We had a total of like 32 different upgrades that we could use of those covenants, which was pretty cool. But making the Altar of Covenants RNG based was a bad idea because you cannot build your build based on RNG. You build your build based on what you want. And so if you came into the game wanting to play this certain playstyle or build this build a certain way, you were left up to the luck of the pool. And that was it. And so I'm happy that in Black Ops 6 Zombies, their fix for that was to allow us to do what we kind of were able to do within Black Ops Cold War, where out of the game, we could permanently make upgrades to all of our equipment, items, our gameplay features, like now Gobblegums and Augments and things like that. But it didn't have to sacrifice changing the gameplay for good. And so something that I've always say is, I don't believe in playing zombies and trying to make your build in game. You make your build, you make your loadout outside of the game, but you buff yourself in game. And so anything that's in the game that you can get should be buffing what you already have that's existing. And so Treyarch really messed up the Altar of Covenants because of that RNG piece that was added to it. The characters, there were no dedicated characters other than the interactive field upgrades, and the field upgrades were terrible. They were annoying. They said the same things over and over. It was really aggravating. Fortunately enough, we don't have that same situation here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, which I'm very happy about. Now, we do finally have like a dedicated crew for Terminus, and it does not seem like we're going to get a bunch of dedicated crews for the maps coming forward. So maybe like another few of them will, but for the most part, our current crew that we can use for our dedicated characters, they're pretty fine. Like, I love their banter back and forth. I love the things that they choose to say. We're not going to get into the whole like AI takeover of the voice actors and actresses. We're not going to get to all that stuff today. I don't do any of that political kind of crap that they care about. But I do enjoy the dedicated characters that we currently have. To talk about the enemies from Vanguard, I think all of the enemies, like any of those specials, the elites, they were all annoying, right? The boom shriers were annoying. Fortunately enough, we don't have something that just runs up to us and just explodes, or it spawns on us and explodes. We do have the annoying special rounds with the vermin and the mosquitoes. We do have them. They're annoying, but at least they don't spawn on you and explode and do immediate damage to you. I don't like the projectiles from the enemies, because the projectiles, a lot of times you cannot see the enemies, but they can still shoot projectiles at you, even though you can't see them, they can't see you. That, I think that they need to fix. The Stormcreepers that we had in Vanguard were garbage, snapping you from across the map. And guess what we got here in Black Ops 6 Zombies? Manglers that snipe you from across the map. Now, fortunately enough, they recently nerfed the Manglers, so that way their arm cannons don't curve around things as badly. but it was really a horrible situation for the minglers, for us here. Plus, Treyarch, we are tired. We are tired of minglers. Give us a different enemy. Thank you. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to Vanguard zombies was like the match design and how they ultimately wanted us to play Vanguard for like in 20 minutes at a time. The weapons were very weak. They did not really go past like 20 minutes. And so it kind of sucked because the exfil was basically meant to start after 4 rounds. The maps weren't even fully opened yet by that point in time for whenever it was time for you to exfil. And so these maps are literally designed for 20 minutes at a time. I mean, Treyarch literally put in a portion or an option for you to just play for 20 minutes and then exfil, get a forced exfil. And so they did that. And then they kind of went to Modern Warfare Z where it was play for 45 minutes and then exfil. And so for whatever reason, they had this limited play time, I guess maybe to make you want to go back in to get more. But it's very aggravating to have that limited playtime in zombies. And it almost feels the same way here in Black Ops 6 zombies. Like the weapons fall off by around round 25 to round 35, depending on which weapons that you have. And by that point in time, it's been about 40, 45 minutes. And so like, I actually hate that they have that. And that's something I think that they need to fix. Once again, if they change the weapon balancing to kind of what I propose, it would make gameplay so much better and actually allow us to feel much, much more powerful in the game and kind of give us a much better balance. Additionally, like the maps that they had, don't make us unlock an area that we can already see. If I can see through the door, don't make me unlock that area. Like just have the area already open and give me a portal to somewhere else that I cannot see. And they also did that here in Black Ops 6 Zombies on Terminus, where you unlock a door, but the door is just a gate that's see-through with 4 lines, and you can see the other side. Nobody wants to open that. It's not rewarding. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, this is a new area. And that's one of the biggest spectacles about zombies that we're missing, that Vanguard was missing as well. So hopefully they continue doing what they did in Terminus and Citadel del Norte, where you open up a door to a different area that you cannot see prior. Up next is Modern Warfare Zombies. Now, the Warzonification of zombies, I think, played a huge part on Black Ops 6 Zombies. And so just really quickly, I want to talk about how like Modern Warfare Zombies was strictly one style of zombies, open world zombies. There was no round base, got it, cool, okay. But they tried something new and they learned from that. And because of them learning from that, they were able to actually learn like gameplay mechanic features that we were able to get. For instance, beforehand, Treyarch could only have about, I believe 24 zombies on the map at one time. Now they can have much more than that on a map at one time. And so that's something that's really cool. Now, do I think that they know how to manage having that many zombies on a map? No, but they can do that, and it makes it really fun. That brings in so much more like fun gameplay and running around and a lot of really good movements for us to feel really good. Equipment that we had in Modern Warfare Zombie didn't make sense. Like obviously it was Warzone DMZ zombies. And so we had things like gas grenades, claymores, proc mines, breacher drones. I'm glad that none of those are in our current zombies mode, and none of them better be any DLC like future equipment that we get. Don't do that. That like it doesn't make any sense to us. Now, smoke grenades, we also had smoke grenades in Modern Warfare Zombies, and now we have it in Black Ops 6 Zombies, but it actually works as a really cool feature. So I do like how they kind of made smoke grenades in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Another thing about the equipment was that they did not give us Casimirs at launch. For some reason, they gave it to us like throughout the game, which like we just came off of, well, Cold War if you didn't play Vanguard, and if you did not play Vanguard, bless your soul. That's a staple of zombies at this point. So I'm glad that they put it in the game at launch for us now, even though like we can't craft it, we can just find it in the game. That's perfect. One thing that I was really disappointed about in Modern Warfare Zombies was that there was no attachment conversion between MP and zombies. And so if in MP, there was an attachment that specifically did something to enhance the multiplayer experience or their shooting abilities or like their gunfights, that same attachment would just carry right over to zombies, but it would not do anything. It would have no purpose. Fortunately enough, here in Black Ops 6 Zombies, they did do that, right? They changed it from where your I don't know what the attachment does because I don't look at it in zombies, but they changed it to where now that attachment drops more scrap. That's something that they also did in Cold War that I was really happy about that they brought back here in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, as far as the wonder weapons in Modern Warfare Z were so weak. So weak. They were weaker than most weapons. And their secondary effects were more useful than to kill zombies and in Modern Warfare Z. And so in Black Ops 6, fortunately enough, like the wonder weapons feel stronger. In Citadel, the swords are so bad. I think they are so bad, and I don't appreciate that we can't pack a punch it. Hopefully they do like they did the Die Machine and Black Ops Cold War, where retroactively later on they were like, yeah, let's just go ahead and pack a punch this. But those weapons, they need to be able to do more damage. They have to. The ray gun, it does okay damage. It falls off later on. The Beam Smasher is not weaker than most weapons, but it is a very weak wonder weapon. And then obviously the jet gun, GS-45s, right? That's high round strat. So there were no many Easter eggs in Modern Warfare Zombies at launch, which they gave us a crap ton here now. So like, I'm just super happy that they gave us so many little side things to be able to do. And then also I want to talk about like the challenge system in Modern Warfare Zombies, because the challenge system was really cool, but also sucked at the same time. There was no 100% rewards, and there was no Dark Ops challenges either, which we've got 100% rewards and Dark Ops challenges now. But the daily and weekly challenge system was miles ahead of what we got now. We've got the basic traditional Cold War challenge system, which I really wish that they would have taken the challenge system where every week we all felt like these weekly challenges are so important. We don't feel like that now. You probably don't even know the last time you purposely did a weekly challenge or even a daily challenge, right? And so the weekly challenge system that we had and the rewards that were tied to them were so good, especially with having those attachment conversions. They're giving us attachment conversions now in Black Ops 6 Zombies, which is great. But the downside is they're connected to events. Unconnect them to events and just connect them to challenges and do the same thing that Sledgehammer did. I'm sure it couldn't be that difficult. The challenge system is really what brought so many of us to play every single week. It was like every week I wanted to go and log on and see, well, what are the challenges? What are we getting? Instead of, well, what's the event? The event itself is cool, but all of the events are get XP, collect these lollipops, eat Gobblegums. That's it. Like, I do enjoy the fact that like the events are simple and the events should be simple like that. But the challenge system is very, very underwhelming. So please fix the challenge system in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I pray, because Modern Warfare Zombies had it down to a T. I want to talk about other concerns that I did have, like crashing. The game still crashes. It doesn't crash nearly as much as I thought it was going to crash, but it still does. Packet burst, packet loss, all of those things run rampant though in the game. So even though we might not be crashing as much, like I probably only crashed about 10, 12 times in the game so far. So not anything like as bad as it was for like MWZ and Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War. But the packet burst, packet loss is the worst of of all 4 games that we've gotten since Cold War. I don't ever catch myself using Omnimovement. I didn't think that I would use Omnimovement at all. Like, so I'm glad that they put Omnimovement into the game, but I don't use it at all for zombies. It's not even a feature. I would much rather go back to the same movement as Cold War. I know that they could not have 2 different movements within the same game, but I would love to have the same movement as Cold War. The running speeds suck. Like, I feel like we are so slow, and stamina up does not. Stamina up's the worst perk in the game. I'm just going to say that. Just Easter egg for some of you guys. Worst perk in the game. And it doesn't even do its job well, and you don't even run that fast. There was also that bug where you don't really get as much running speed. Supposedly, I think that they fixed it. Yeah, players are running slower than intended in zombies while reloading. So I guess maybe they said that they fixed it, right? Fix was released November 2021, but I don't think that they actually fixed that. And if they have, well, we are running really slowly. There is, I'm gonna say it, no onslaught mode. Why is there no Treyarch? Why is there no onslaught mode? Why? You've got so many multiplayer maps. Just put some zombies on those maps. Let us run around and shoot them. Please. That would be so good. Don't worry, I'm going to talk about why that's so important later on when I get to talking about like future things. But like, please, just give us, like, just randomly announce, like, as a Christmas gift, hey, here's a Christmas gift, Onslaught. Like, trust me, Treyarch, you can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it. Onslaught is the best side zombies mode, and nobody will argue with me. On Treyarch. So the HUD, let's talk about the HUD really quickly. So the last few years, we haven't had a changeable HUD, and now we obviously have a dynamic or a variable HUD where you can individually tailor the HUD yourself. I do really like it, but I find myself playing on a basic version of it. However, I do really like that you can change up the colors even easier and things like that. I just wish that we could have more control to making things smaller or larger, individually making things smaller or larger. I think that would be really cool. And then that, I feel like I would actually do a lot more like HUD changing and stuff like that. Now, it is really cool to just be able to turn off the entire hub to be able to get like my screenshots, thumbnails, things like that. That part is really cool. But yeah, the mini map doesn't feel completely awkward in this game because there's so much stuff on the map. I do wish we could turn off certain things on the mini map to make it less awkward or less weird. But hey, I'm just happy that we got a changeable HUD. And then also, I want to talk about banning zombies because I was concerned with having always online service that zombies players could get banned. Now, fortunately enough, I haven't heard of any crazy zombies mass bans. I have heard that there's been a lot of them for multiplayer. So fortunately enough, we haven't had to worry about that at all. So those are all of my prior concerns to Black Ops 6 Zombies coming out. I think overall, the biggest things that I had concerns about, they fixed. But there are still some major things from prior that are a huge concern for me. So up next, just to talk about probably one of the best things about zombies is just the Augment and Gobblegum system. I do really love the Augment and Gobblegum system. It's kind of like the Augment and Gobblegum system is combined. Like combined, you can build the build that you want and create the exact gameplay that you want. I love that. I also love the UI updates that they did with that as well. But then also separate, without like using the augments and the gobblegums in conjunction, separate, they give you some really great features to make you feel really good and powerful. Like you don't have to go in with any augments equipped at all and just use gobblegums and have a really great time. And vice versa, you can go in and play with a full augment build, not use any gobblegums, and it's amazing. But then you can pair them up and combine them with perfect synergy. I think that is probably one of the best features about the game, to be honest with you. Aside from a lot of other stuff I already briefly talked about, I'm not going to double down and cover anything. And so that's all that I have for the good section. Now, for a couple of things in the bad section, one, the spawn system in Black Ops 6 Zombies is ass. It is garbage. It is the worst. I know Treyarch isn't used to having round-based zombies with this many zombies on the map at all at one point, but the spawns are so bad. The places that they have zombies spawn in from don't make sense. One. Two, you're not allowed to find a good camping strategy for anything. I know like in Black Ops Cold War, they didn't really want us to be kind of camping and things like that, but that allows for us to have a really fun game plan played in the way that we want. We should have the options to at least give us somewhere where zombies aren't spawning in a 360 area all around us, right? And so they built it to where zombies can spawn any and everywhere. Additionally, zombies are already predicting your path and they're spawning in the areas prior to you even coming into that area, which makes it harder for you to be able to train and do like proper zombies techniques that we are taught, that Treyarch themselves taught us from and trained us on. But we're not even able to do that. The spawn system is so bad that elites and specials, they don't even know how to spawn, right? You can be looking at an elite as they spawn, but you might be just too far away and they despawn right in front of your eyes to behind you. And that's poor spawning. I mean, if one teammate goes down and one teammate's on the way over there to get to that teammate and to bring him back up, the specials elites have already despawned and gone elsewhere. They're probably where you were, but now since you're leaving somewhere else, and then they all spawn at the same time. We all know the mangler spam in those higher rounds sucks. And especially if there's 4 of you and 2 people go down, then each individual tries to go to get the other players up. All of the manglers, all the elites, they all respawn and spawn at the same time from like 4 different spawn areas. And since, once again, those mangroves arm cannons are so OP, they spawn and they trap you. And wherever you are, it's just they're all spawning at the same time. There is no ability to be able to take them all out progressively like you would ultimately if the spawns were not so bad. And like, I'm not saying that I need the zombies spawns to be super easy and simple. They just need to be either predictable or learnable. And that's the downside, is that Treyarch has taught us how to predict zombie spawns and learn zombie spawns so that we can accurately train and utilize our skills. And that's not it's like they completely taken that out. Next, the map styles. I think the map styles are bad. I think I get that they want to allow us to have different maps for different purposes, but think about this. When are you gonna go to Citadel de Mort just to play and have a good time? You're not. Why? Because the map was built and designed to specifically have fun doing the main quest. That is what it's for, period. And the main quest should be in itself an addition. It should be an Easter egg. It should be something that's hidden that not everybody's going to do. It should be something very special. But we don't have that in Citadel de Mort. You have to do the Easter eggs in order to have a good time. Otherwise, once you open up the map, there's nothing else to do. There's no charm to the map unless you're doing the side quests and Easter eggs and the main quest. You have to go and play on like Liberty Falls just to go and do nothing. Right? Liberty Falls has so much things that you can do just there, not doing a main quest, really not doing all the extra Easter eggs, because there's so many like really cool areas that you can be able to go to. Then you got Terminus, which Terminus is built and designed for, might I say, like grinding. It is there for grinding and grinding and grinding. And so it's like, if you're not grinding, I think I just mixed the two of those up. Liberty Falls is built for grinding. Terminus is built for just having a good time, just getting to high rounds or just playing, going in, playing for 20 rounds and exfilling. Like that's how that's built. And like, even though that brings variety to the game, it does not bring variety to the maps. And so if all of the maps are segmented and have only one purpose, then you got the community completely split. Let's go back to Black Ops Cold War, where we had D Machina at first. D Machina, you can go in, you could camo grind, you could go high rounds, you could speed run, you could just play with friends for like 20 or 50 rounds. You can do whatever. There's all types of things. You can go there, you could do a bunch. You do some side quests, it had its own little charm, it was perfect. Then you got Firebase Z. Firebase Z, you can do the same exact thing. You can go, you can have a lot of fun without doing any of the quests, without doing any of that kind of stuff. There were so much good spots. I think the spawn system also stops you from having fun in those ways where you can just go build up your little camping spot, right? Put down your toxic growth in one area, put down your toxic growth in the other area. You chop yourself in and you just shoot and kill zombies. And that's the fun of zombies, but we can't just park our seat and just shoot zombies now for whatever reason. And so because that part is taken away from all the maps, then they have to design the rest of the maps for one purpose, for a purpose. And like, it's good. Oh yeah, if you want to play this, go to this map. If you want to play this, go to this map. But what if I want to play this map just for, it does not provide for as good of gameplay if the only way to really experience that map is in this one way. I hope that makes sense. Here's how I want to briefly cover the updates so far and kind of how Treyarch's been handling post-launch content. So I gotta say, like, I love all the UI updates that they gave at season 1. Like, there's a bunch of little bitty things. Like they did a makeover, a facelift for all of the Gobblegums, and I thought that was beautiful. Just a lot of the other little bitty things. That was for like maybe 6 hours. I don't know if anybody noticed. If you noticed it, let me know in the comment section down below. It was like a gameplay update for like 6 hours where you could attach, and I think it was called skins. Oh yeah, so this is what I was talking about. For like 6 hours there was this feature right here that was called skins that Treyarch put on here for whatever reason. And when you would go into here under skins, this would allow you to equip the skins that you unlocked for that weapon and put it on the entire weapon as a whole instead of trying to find it with the attachments. And I think that this was a really cool thing. Did I go into it? Because I was kind of showing off how to do it with the knife. So if you would do this with the knife, you could go under skins, you could go under skins, and then it would show base blueprint, and you could put that blueprint on after you've already added on whatever attachments to the weapon for that. And so it's really cool that they're going to allow us to be able to do something like this. It's just that they took this away like 6 hours after putting it into the game. So hopefully they put it right back in there. So they did a lot of UI updates at the launch of season 1 that I was super happy about. And I hope that they continue to do that with a lot of other little features and just to upgrade the quality of everything. Because a lot of stuff was like PNGs and then AI, all that crap. Hopefully they fix that. I also love that they recently added in where you can bring 3 Gobblegums immediately into the game that you can spawn in with. I think that was also just a really cool feature. I hope that they make more of these. How do we make zombies more fun ultimately? Why did they do that? I think they did that because in Modern Warfare Z, you would spawn in very powerful already. And in traditional round-based zombies, you spawn in with absolutely nothing. And so to be able to cater to both of those audiences, they allow it to where you can have 3 Gobblegums that you spawn in with. So you instantly, you can already feel a little bit powerful. I mean, within 3 rounds anyway, you can have 3 Gobblegums already stacked up, but they want to be able to make you feel a little bit more powerful, just kind of coming in. So I think that's one really cool piece. Their updates still break stability. So that's something that I guess we will never fix. And then also, some of the other updates have made people lose progression. So it's crazy that like they've made some really great like cosmetic shifts, cosmetic changes, gameplay updates, but every time they make an update, they break something every single time. So here's what I want to talk about, like what they can do for the future based on what I've been noticing and just my own thoughts. And I would love, first off, if you made it this far into the video, you're a real one. Like and subscribe and let me know that you made it to this part. But also, I want to know exactly like what are some of your super creative thoughts about how they can improve on Black Ops 6 zombies and zombies as a whole. So first off, here's my thoughts. The Augment system is the best feature of Black Ops 6 zombies. I think that is honestly the best feature. So how can they improve on that? Well, there's something that I want to call special augments. Now, a special augment would ultimately be some sort of augment that you have to go through some very rigorous challenge in order to unlock. And once you unlock that augment, you unlock that augment forever, and you can use that augment however you like to. Now, they can make it to where you have to select that augment. They can make it to where you have a special augment slot, where if you unlock this augment, you can have a 3rd slot for that augment, for that perk, or for that field upgrader, ammo mod. But I would love for them to be able to make, 1 or 2 special augments per perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. It doesn't have to be all at one time. Like, that doesn't have to be a full pass or overhaul of special augments. But adding maybe 5 or 6 of them per, like, mid-season, so, like, 12 per season would be really cool. Because we already have we have over 100 different augments now. And so if they could do something like that, where they add in these special augments, this would be really cool. So what would constitute as a special augment and what would the challenge be? So let's just say for like Juggernog, there's an augment that's like gold armor from Modern Warfare Z that refills your plates over time. And so that would be a really cool augment to be able to add into Juggernog to have gold armor. And also it allows them to be able to it forces them to be more creative with the other perks that they're bringing in, because they're really kind of starting to take out other ideas from other perks. So what could the challenge for something like that be? Maybe the challenge to get that golden armor special augment would be get to round 50 without upgrading your armor. I think something like that. And if you got to round 50 without upgrading your armor, you get a little pop-up on the screen, like one of those amazing rewards, like, gold armor unlocked, gold armor augment unlocked for Jug, or whatever the case is. And that would be a huge reward. That would add to the challenges so much. And that would make it feel so rewarding. Right now, the augment upgrade system feels empty, to be honest with you. Even though it's the best feature about Black Ops 6 zombies, the best feature feels empty. Wow. Even though it's the best feature about Black Ops 6 zombies, it does feel empty because you just play the game, you just get it. And that's fine, that's cool. But like, there's no real rhyme or reason to unlocking the different augments. You literally just play the game. It's like in Black Ops Cold War, you could unlock the Ethereum crystals by doing specific things, Easter eggs, X-filling, things like that. But you just play the game for the augments. You don't even have to use that individual perk and a lot of field upgrade to unlock or to level up or to progress through the augment system. So it's almost like just, hey, just give us all like an augment. We just pick. Basically, we just pick an augment to unlock first. And then after a day, we got that augment. We got those 2 augments unlocked. Then after another day of playing, that's really just what it feels like. So having something like special augments will really make this feel really good. Let's say another one, a brain rot augment that spawns in a pet for a period of time. But you have to get, maybe you have the brain rot 100 elites. And after you brain rot those 100 elites, maybe that's where you can equip your special augment and, randomly there's a pet that spawns in for a period of time for you while you're playing the game. That'd be really cool. So if they can do something special like that, that'd be sick. I'd love to hear your thoughts on something like that as well. Then let's talk about GobbleGums. The Gobblegum system right now also just feels really weird, right? You just play the game, you just get random GobbleGums. Once again, there's really nothing that improves it or boosts it or anything like that, other than just progressing through levels, and you just get them because of the levels that you progress through. And if you're prestige, you just get them from the prestige cycle as well. But like I think that once again they should do something special in a way like that. But just one idea that I do have for GobbleGums is and it's not about GobbleGums, but to the round of power ups, if they could adds random GobbleGum into your inventory that you must use during that game, I think that would be really cool. Where if you you just put it in the same cycle as the MMI or the max ammo, max armor, all that stuff, just add that in, random GobbleGum, and it's just a random GobbleGum that everybody on the map gets, and you have to use it that game. I think that'd be really cool. Also, for the future of the maps, I really like their idea with where their maps are going. Like, let's make them big and large and things like that. I would also encourage Treyarch to please make it to where there is a map that you can turn entirely into Dark Aether. Please, Treyarch. Because to be real with you, the way that these 3 maps look, they look fantastic. And if you can do a map that looks this good, please do full Dark Aether as well, where in some Easter egg or some step, or not even some step, maybe just some portal, it just turns everything into Dark Aether, because it'll really make this game that map feel so good. And if you could also go back and do a touch on all the rest of the maps and make them all Dark Aether as well, that'd also be beautiful. And I'm not talking about like Vanguard Dark Aether. Like I'm talking like Black Ops Cold War, MWZ Dark Aethers, like those Dark Aethers were Dark Aether. Additionally, for the Camo grind, just make a pass to where if you've unlocked Nebula, when there's DLC weapons, you don't have to do the forced progression camo system. Like, I don't want to just do the 2,000 kills and then the specials. And then, like, if you've unlocked Nebula at all, if you've gotten one Nebula camo, you should be able to then mass progress any weapon after, like, for DLC. I think that should be a reward. Because right now, like, yeah, it's a reward that you get to have Nebula, but another reward for that crazy ass grind that we have to do for you. Just allow DLC weapons to have mass progression so we can just progress the entire weapon all at one time. That would be a huge, huge thank you, Treyarch. And then also, my last thing, my last piece for the future of this game and all future games, all future Zombies games, Treyarch, is add Onslaught, please. The reason for this is because right now in Black Ops 6 Zombies, like I said before, all 3 maps have one specific purpose, but adding Onslaught, maybe 5 to 10 different maps, adding Onslaught allows for people to go in and just shoot zombies. And that's it. There is no additional small Easter eggs. There's no main quests to do. Just upgrade your weapons and shoot zombies. And we don't have that right now. Like we actually don't just shoot zombies, because the weapons don't even make it far enough to feel like you just shoot zombies. And the maps don't feel like you're like, it feels like you have to do Easter eggs, these little side quests in the main quest, in order to feel like you're even having good fun in the game. And like, don't get me wrong, doing that stuff is fun, but there's no feeling of relief of at the end of the day, I can just turn my brain off and just shoot zombies. We don't have that in this zombies mode, in Black Ops 6 Zombies, like, at all. We don't have that. It's work. it feels like work. You have to do these Easter eggs in order to get Deadshot unlocked on, Liberty Falls. You have to do the main quest in order to feel like you're having fun utilizing the new map for Citadel de Mort. Like, you have to go in and you try. The only reason that you should be on Terminus is if you're trying to grind camos. So if you're not trying to grind camos, if you're not trying to speed run, if you're not trying to do the main quest, if you're not, if you're not doing that stuff, but you just want to get home and play zombies at the end of the day, you cannot do that. There's no ability to be able to do that. And so if you're not going to add that into the maps because of the garbage spawns, give us Onslaught to just go and play. You would get so much more playtime if you had a fleshed out Onslaught mode, which you did flesh out Onslaught mode by the end of Cold War. You did. Start from there, start with like 5 or 6 maps, and just let us shoot zombies. Shrink the zombies' health in Onslaught, or buff the weapons in Onslaught if you don't want to touch the weapons in the main game. But let us just shoot zombies and get that feeling. There's no casualness in the game right now. There is none. There is none. And a lot of us just want to shoot and kill zombies. So with all that being said, guys, 200 hours of gameplay got me all of that stuff to bring to you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe I said some controversial things in this. I don't know. Let me know, because this is my reality of what I played so far. If I missed anything as well, let me know in the comment section down below. But like right now, overall, as I said, I'm super proud of Treyarch for what they've done, for the effort that they put into this game. I'm doing a lot of nitpicking in this because I really love this mode and I want to see it really grow and expand. I want to see them continue to build onto it. I want to see them have an open world zombies map, even for Black Ops 6 zombies in the future after they give us Onslaught. Like, I want to see them do more things, and I want to see them improve on these features and systems that they have in the game. They're doing a really great job. I'm really proud of where the game is right now. But with that, guys, if you have not seen my video breaking down exactly what Speed Cola does and why you die so much and why this game is so clunky, you need to check out this video right here. Thank you to all of our members for being a member and just being around. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful goddamn day, and I'll see you in that video. Bye, guys.